don't hold up. And the question is, why would they do this now? Why would the Democrats anger their base, alienate their base? So it looks like the only one who is making any capital off of this is coming up against Hillary Clinton, but Obama, as well as Harry Reid and the rest of them, are falling on the sword, essentially, to push this through very quickly. Well, here's an idea. These derivatives are already starting to snowball into something that could be very serious. And we're going to talk to Paul Craig Roberts about this in the next hour. But there's a headline here from David Stockman's ContraCorner.com. Here's the headline. He said, "Here comes Wall Street's latest toxic waste. Oil-linked notes, which blow up under $80 per barrel prices." I think this is what's really behind this. This is why they couldn't wait. This is why they needed to do it right away. And he points out in the mid-2000s, it was a massive one-way leverage bet that house prices would never go down. In the mid-2000s, it became a leveraged one-way bet that commodity prices like oil would never go down. But now they are going down. And guess what? It's not a natural decline. This is something that is being engineered by the CIA's ally, Saudi Arabia. Now, the obvious thing is that they're coming after our domestic oil production. We've got a lot of new ways to produce oil, a lot of new discoveries, but of course getting the oil from oil shale, also using fracking, that is something that is competition for the Saudis. So they obviously have a economic interest to try to put their competition out of business. And this is what big companies always do to small retailers or to small companies. They'll come in and they'll operate at a loss for a while until they can drive their competitors out of business, and then they've got a monopoly again. So that's one aspect of it. But of course, that is driving out American producers of oil. That is making us dependent on Saudi Arabia fully again. And of course, it is also aimed at Russia. It's part of the larger Cold War that is being renewed. But he points out here, nothing says exuberant ignorance like limited upside and unlimited downside over-the-counter derivatives. And that's what we're seeing right here. He says the question is, who is on the other side of all of these notes? The snowball is already starting, and you can see that as the credit spreads have started to bleed higher and higher. Now, a story up from Business Insider says the weekend is over and crude oil is falling. They said this morning that it had fallen over the weekend 1%, and it was down more than 2% earlier in the evening last night. So this is something that is unfolding. It is all connected. The insurance of derivatives for the larger banks and these derivatives that are starting to come unraveled. Listen to this article from Zero Hedge. They point out that the severity of the decline in these Middle Eastern stock markets, which are now basically taking a bloodbath, that's their headlines. They said that in Dubai, the stock market is down 7.5%, extending Thursday's 7.5% rout, 7.4%. Abu Dhabi was down 3.6%. Qatar slid 5.9%, Kuwait 2.9%, and Saudi's market, the largest in the region, retreated 3.3%. So their stock markets are plunging. Why are they plunging? Well, because people are selling off their derivatives. There you go. It's the derivatives. It's the same thing that we saw back in 2008. This story that's up on Infowars.com, we just witnessed the worst week for global financial markets in 3 years. And he points out that in the summer of 2008, here's the pattern. Here's what you need to worry about, because this is the snowball that is starting to roll down the hill. He says in the summer of 2008, the price of oil utterly collapsed. We all remember what happened after that. Well, the same patterns that we're witnessing back in 2008 are happening again. As the price of oil crashed in 2008, so did prices for a whole host of other commodities. And that is also happening yet again. Once commodities started crashing, the market for junk bonds started to implode. That is also happening again. Finally, toward the end of 2008, we witnessed a horrifying stock market crash. Could we be on the verge of another one of those? And he points out that WTIs, that's West Texas Intermediate, that's a metric for crude oil prices in Texas and the U.S., WTI's second worst week in over 3 years was last week. They've been down 10 out of the last 11 weeks. The Dow's worst week in 3 years, and on and on and on. That's where this is headed. But if you think you're going to get even any temporary relief, think again. Because we see this story out of The Independent in the UK saying that the new era of cheap oil is going to destroy the green revolution. See, it's a bad thing when oil prices drop. And of course, as I said before, it's only a temporary thing. It's only to drive out new sources of oil, only to drive out their competition. They're going to bring it back with a vengeance. You're going to be paying dearly for this, but you're not even going to get, in the UK at least, they're saying that they're not going to possibly even see a short-term relief in oil prices. Of course, they will at the pump, but they're saying that as far as power generation goes, they expect to see an increase for consumers because they want to make sure that renewables are being subsidized, and they're going to look bad if oil is cheap. So you see, you can't win either way. They're not even going to let you take advantage of a temporary decline in oil prices. They're going to transfer money from you to renewable energy sources which don't work on the grid. They work fine individually, but they don't work on the grid. Stay with us. We'll be right back with Paul Craig Roberts.
This is a serious topic for all men. Every single man listening may have a prostate problem if he lives long enough. That's right. All of us men may suffer from a prostate problem, like urinating more often, waking at night to urinate, or problems with intimacy. That's why every man needs to call for a free bottle of Super Beta Prostate, a non-prescription formula guaranteed to reduce the symptoms of your enlarged prostate. It's free. Pay only shipping and handling. Just call 1-800-964-7470. Prostate problems may not be an issue of if. They can be an issue of when. Super Beta Prostate's ingredient is clinically shown to reduce urges to urinate, reduce waking at night to go, and help improve intimacy. Call for your free bottle. Just call 1-800-964-7470. That's 1-800-964-7470. Call 1-800-964-7470.
Are you happy doing your laundry with perfume detergents that irritate your skin? Are you happy washing your hands with stinking fragrances that gives your skin rashes? Are you happy paying new, higher prices for smaller boxes? Find your happiness today with our 1 to 4 year supply of pure soaps or our 1 to 2 month sampler with bar soap, shampoo, laundry, and dish soap at 5starsoap.com. You deserve the best. Happiness is 5starsoap.com.
Your house is dark, vacant. You must be gone on vacation for a while. Thanks for all the jewelry.
Don't be the next victim of a break-in. Go to faketv.com and discover a device that creates the illusion someone is inside watching TV and makes your home unappealing to would-be thieves.
Don't these people ever leave?
Starting at $24.95, and there's free shipping. Go to faketv.com or ask for it at your local hardware store. Fake TV, the burglar deterrent.
Yes, family and friends are gathering to give gifts and wish health and security. But why not enhance cell phone and wireless device security all year with Block It Pocket? A family-owned American business, we now have 2 spectacular holiday specials. Find them now at our new website, blockitpocket.com, or call 888-315-9618. Hurry, holiday special ends Christmas Day. Give the gift of security from blockitpocket.com, wishing you health, freedom, and liberty.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to generate an endless supply of natural silver solutions. Silverlungs.com. You'll find no wild claims or pseudoscience, just a lifetime of nano-sized pure silver solutions. The Silver Lungs generator allows you to make your own, so stop paying for silver solutions. The unique lung delivery system targets respiratory infections where other silver solutions simply cannot reach. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. I'm David Knight, your host today. In the next hour, we're going to be joined by Paul Craig Roberts. And, of course, we're going to talk to him about some of his articles that have come out recently. We are on the brink of war and economic collapse. That's the title of a recent article by Paul Craig Roberts. I just talked about the connection between this Boehner budget betrayal and derivatives and the manufactured collapse of oil prices targeted at American producers and, of course, targeted at Russia as part of the larger Cold War. So we're going to talk to him about that in the next hour. I want to let you know, though, that X2 is now on sale for the first time ever. We have 17% off plus free shipping. You can get it for $24.99 normally. With shipping, you would have paid up to $38. Now, this is going to be a sale that's only going to run through next Monday. And, of course, if you get it within the next 2 days, you can get guaranteed Christmas delivery. That's X2 on sale at InfoWars Life. Check that out. And that's our strongest iodine supplement. As I pointed out earlier, the CDC says that iodine deficiency is one of the 4 major deficiency diseases in the world. Also, though, one of the easiest to correct. They have taken sources of iodine pretty much out of the food supply after having put it in there, but now you can put it back in for yourself and for your family. Again, that sale for what would normally cost you with shipping $38, you can now get for $24.99. Now, as I said, Paul Craig Roberts is going to be joining us to talk about the economic issues and how they all tie into war, because Putin takes the economic viability of his country very seriously, unlike our leadership. He takes it very seriously when they try to destroy his purchasing power. And, of course, this is all part of the larger Cold War. We should be concerned about the fact that they're shutting down power plants left and right in the United States. We are the only ones that supposedly contribute to global warming. That's the fantasy that's being used to try to shut down our energy production. And let me tell you, nothing affects your standard of living and even your longevity of life more than access to cheap energy. That is what Saudi Arabia is trying to destroy right now. Saudi Arabia, the ally of the CIA, of course, does not have the best interest of the United States at heart. They are trying to shut down our new sources of energy. At the same time, we see that they're not giving up on their crazy energy agenda, their climate change agenda. We've heard Obama say that he's going to use the EPA to shut down more power generation in the United States, and he doesn't think that the GOP can stop him, even with their new majority. So he's thrown the gauntlet down. He said even before he got elected that he wanted to shut down the coal industry, and we saw just last month when he went to China that he made an agreement with them that we would cap we would essentially cut over the next 11 years 25% of our energy production. They would not even have to cap theirs for another 15 years. I think it was 16 years. Yes, it was 16 years. We have to cut ours over 11, but they're allowed to continue to grow theirs for another 16 before they even have to cap it. And of course, they're growing their energy production at an exponential rate, not really concerned about pollution. If this is a global problem, why aren't they concerned about China? Well, of course, they're really moving this, I believe, to a kind of replacement for the central banks. Back in the 1930s, globalists were talking about how they would get rid of the fiat currencies and central banks as the element of control, and they would turn to energy. That would be the way they would control us. And that's essentially what's behind these carbon credits, essentially paying an indulgence fee to them for any and everything you do. That's a way to control you, isn't it? We'll be right back. The next hour, Paul Craig Roberts. Stay with us.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Sold out for weeks due to the difficult and extensive proprietary process behind its creation, the exclusive InfoWars Life Secret 12 formulation is now back in stock in the last limited shipment of 2014. The most bioactive form that has been created with our proprietary process. This ultra-clean vitamin B12 nutraceutical has been carefully crafted and developed over the last 2 years and is based on cellular science of how your body actively absorbs essential nutrients. Secret 12 is taken by mouth, right on the tongue, and then swallowed. No needles, no injections. Vitamin B12 deficiency is linked to scores of serious problems. And Secret 12 is a fusion of 2 organic, proprietary forms of vitamin B12, bringing you a true nutraceutical quality vitamin B12. Secret 12 is an excellent Christmas gift. Secure your Secret 12 formula before December 17th at InfoWarsLife.com and receive it before Christmas, guaranteed. That's InfoWarsLife.com before December 17th or by calling 888-253-3139.